welcome back to the Hope Show. I'm here with my mentor and director and also call him a friend, Carl Millender. Thank you so much for being on the Hope Show.
Thank you, Hope, for inviting me.
Well, today we're talking about Christian reality shows. We've had guests who've talked about the good and the bad, particularly the idea of cross-branding versus cross-burning. A lot of people say that it makes Christians look really bad, or that we don't have any standards, or we're just as crazy as everyone else. And other people say, well, no, it's an effective tool for cross-branding. I mean, you have gospel stars like Mary, who's now supposedly into trying to sell little baby bags, and Kiki Sheard is now selling pantyhose, and their music is going to different places, and people who would normally never listen to them. So they're like, no, it's good cross-branding, not just of the Christian person or evangelism, but like I would call it the Christian lifestyle. You know, we can be cool and have our big cars, you know, and be Christians too. But some people say that very thing turns them off. What's your opinion about Christian reality shows?
Well, I think Christian reality shows are just like, to me, just like churches. There's good ones and bad ones. Okay, so
There are no bad churches. No, I'm joking.
I had the honor of being at Mary at their first at their premiere of their show.
Okay.
And at Greater Travelers Church or whatever. But I thought that was a great reality show. I thought that was super. And so I applauded them for doing it. But then there's some other ones I've seen lately that kind of cross the line as your pastor, or you're trying to spread the word. I don't buy it. I don't get it. So.
Well, you know, some people have problems with it because it really, reality show, even though it's not real, it exposes your private life, and so some people, you know, we've had reality shows talk about current infidelities going on in a marriage, or you know, you have Christians who are fighting and not getting along, and some people just think that, you know, it really sort of like makes us look bad because it's showing how, I guess, imperfect we are. Yeah. And it's showing us how messed up we are. And sometimes, I guess, depending on who's editing it, it may not show that they're praying and fasting too or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's important that people need to see that Christians are the same, just like everyone else, that we have real life issues. But I think they need to see that we handle those situations differently. You know, how do you handle somebody that's strung out on drugs in your family? Do we kick them out and say kick them to the curb, or do we love on them and, you know, and hug them and try our best to get them through it? So I just think it's the message, and I think if a Christian reality show doesn't get the message right, I think it's a bad thing, a really bad thing.
Hurts, doesn't help.
Yeah.
Well, I know, Carl, you've been working in the entertainment industry for a long time, and you consult as well.
Yeah.
And I understand the great gospel group Forever Jones came to you regarding their opportunity to do a reality show, and that you met with DeWitt, the father,
DeWitt
and gave him advice. Could you tell us a little bit about?
Well, they're good, close friends of my family, and we attend the same church in my hometown, and DeWitt and I are good friends. We talk all the time on the phone. And when an opportunity came up for them to do a reality show, a reality series, someone came to me with the idea. He asked me, he said, what do you think? What do you think about this? How would this be done? And I kind of explained to him all the ins and outs of reality TV. And I just thought that, you know, is your family ready? Because they have like the perfect family.
They look like the perfect family. They look like the perfect family.
You know, of course, we all think that the other family is always great, they're hunky-dory, but they really have it going on over there. They get to work together as a family all the time and sing and do these things. And I said, are you ready for people to look inside and create issues and drama that aren't really there in your family? And he said, you know, he wanted to get across the message to people that in a reality show that they had real issues and they could solve these things and how to help people. And so I said, well, go for it. And so we started looking at different networks and different ideas and concepts of what have you, and test shoots and things like that. And eventually came across Bounce TV and the deal that they had. And I was like, that's a pretty good deal. There's a respectable group of people, the owners of the network, Ryan and Glover and Andy Young, Jr., all these people had great reputations in the industry, and I said that network is a good network, and the fact that they wanted to use their show as the flagship original program for their network,
Yeah.
that was a great deal.
Well, it must have been a good. I mean, this was after they did the Christmas special. Didn't they do a Christmas special?
Yeah, they started, the
Sponsored by
pilot
Walmart?
was the Christmas special.
And
And they shot that pretty much here in Atlanta, a lot of it here in Atlanta.
Oh, really? Do
Yeah.
they don't live here though, right?
No, they actually live in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Where you're from.
Exactly, that's right.
Well, I know that there's a lot that goes into reality television, and we talked earlier about how there's just like there's so many great things that could come from it. We see reality competition shows that can take a known person, make them greater, unknown person, make them a celebrity overnight.
Yeah.
And then you have people like who are establishing their brands as musicians and actors or preachers even. But there's probably like a lot of great, just solid advice that you could give regarding how to choose or to consider or what you should consider if you have a reality show opportunity. And so if you would share with our audience maybe like 3 good nuggets of things that they should know or at least consider when.
Well, in the reality genre, the top notch of the reality shows are the game shows, the competition shows like that. I think those do the best for your careers, minus the relationship shows like The Bachelor or Bachelorette. I don't think those do much for
Maybe
your
we should
career.
do a Christian one. You know there was one about the virgin who never kissed?
No.
Yeah, that was a reality show. I consider that
missed that.
Christian reality because I don't know nobody else who could try to do that. But anyway, so the game shows and the contests, those are like the creme de la creme. If you can get on that.
Those do wonders for your life and your career. And I've had a number of friends who've done really well. I have a good friend of mine, Kwame Jackson, was on The Apprentice. He got second runner-up. It changed his whole life. People all over look at him as the ultimate business guy.
Because he was rubbing shoulders with Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, right. So now he has a very successful clothing line with my best friend, Corwin Thomas, Corwin Apparel, and their line is Crimson by Kwame. And they're in all the Macy's and Belks. It was super for him. But then there are other shows that are not the like the drama reality shows, the Real Housewives and things like that. I don't think it does great for your career unless you position yourself properly. But I think I've seen instances where you get typecast as that person, that evil person off the show, and it hurts your career. And movie that we just completed at Mamu's Feet, we were casting a lady for the show. She was in Love and Hip Hop. She had this image of being this horrible lady on Love and Hip Hop, and another cast member that we were casting decided that she didn't want that person in the same scene with her. So, and so as a result, we didn't cast either one of the people for the part because they couldn't work together, and we just didn't want that kind of thing going on. So.
No, that makes so much sense. Because I think about reality shows versus just regular television shows, like because people believe that this is how you really are every day, that it's harder to break out of that image and try to parlay it to something else. So I guess one point is to understand that in reality shows, you will be typecasted.
Right.
And who you portray on your everyday in the show is what people are going to believe you as, and it's going to be hard to try to take it to acting or take it to something else.
Right.
So what's another thing people should consider?
Well, the last thing is if you're fortunate enough to get cast on a show, and whether it be reality or any other show, that you have to use that opportunity to brand yourself and treat it as a business. It's not just luck. It's treat it as a business. You want to make sure that, like Nene on Real Housewives.
Yes, it is a business.
She has used that to launch all kinds of different things, and use that time because you only have 15 minutes of fame, what have you. So get it while you can, get it in, and then and use that from then on. People will know who you are from that. Otherwise, people will forget about you in 15 minutes. Especially
in this 24-hour news cycle, and just what people are just used to looking at what's hot now may be totally dead tomorrow. There's a new star in town. Well, Carl, thank you so much for coming on the show. Now, I know you mentioned At Mamu's Feet.
Yeah.
That's a movie actually starring featuring the Forever Jones family.
Right.
And that's going to be released sometime Mother's Day, right, this year?
Mother's Day, yes.
Okay, awesome. And you're going to know more about Carl and his backstory as we come back. Okay, we're back at the Hope Show. We have Jermaine Williams, who's a producer on the Forever Jones Show. I mean, like, literally, he just walked in with Carl, and I was like, can we put you on the camera for just a minute? He has no makeup on. He's not even prepared, but we have a star in our midst, and I just wanted to definitely ask you about this topic we're talking about, Christian reality television. We just heard from Carl that producers play a lot, and the editing part of a reality show plays a lot, and you are producing now for the Forever Jones family. I guess they're season 2 or their second time doing this.
Right. It's web based right now, and it's called Forever Family. And me as a producer, I mean, I'm a positive person, so I like to incorporate positive. But a lot of times, positive doesn't it doesn't catch people. It doesn't it doesn't grab
Draw
people.
the audience. There's no drama. They need somebody cussed out.
Right. So I'm constantly in prayer and, asking God to help me make positive grab people,
Wow.
like give me the creativity to help me create a positive that's just as catching as, the negative stuff that they're putting out today. So with me, as being a producer, or, I film, I shoot, I edit, I just try to incorporate as much positivity. But it takes longer to come up with creative ideas, that's gonna help it be positive and help positive be attractive to people.
That makes a lot of sense, because I'm just, as you're talking, I'm thinking about a lot of positive reality opportunities, whether it's Biggest Loser or Home Improvement type shows and Extreme Makeovers. We cry, but those shows are often really expensive, and it takes a lot more, because to be negative, unfortunately, someone just has to say something negative off camera, and it turns.
It's a shortcut.
Well, you guys look up Jermaine Williams. God bless you, man. We need more people like you, especially as Christians go on reality television. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Literally, he just hopped on a mic. Okay, well, thank you. And we'll be back on the Hope Show. Thank you, Jermaine. At the end of the day, if you're a person of integrity, how you live your life privately matches how you live your life publicly, whether you're a celebrity or have a film crew following you around. I'm Hope Demps, and thank you for watching.